Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is a Montazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled, The Enemy Will Try to Ensnare Us with Our Own Words. So something weird happened last week. Slakia for the background noise. I'm outside, so it's very windy and a lot of traffic. But last week, something was really weird. Camping with the Northside camp, you had a scoffer, happened to be a Jake roll up, and he did his normal scoffing. But there was a point where he walked away and then came back. But when he came back, he was very specific in some of the questions that he was asking us as it pertained to citizenship. Okay? So he was trying to get us ensnared, all right, by our own words. And we know what the devil plans to do. Um, the devil definitely plans to, he's seeking to label us and put us in a box as domestic terrorists, all right? All for just preaching this word. Okay, they'll call it hate speech and everything else. All right, but we're gonna look at the scriptures. We're gonna see uh, how Yahushua handled it. All right, so that brings me to the first scripture. This is Proverbs 26, verse 4 and 5. It says, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit." Okay. All right. So that's like two sides of the same coin. In other words, answering a fool ain't going to profit in no way or the other. One of the best ways to handle when a person is knowingly trying to scoff you comes up is just to ask him a question. Never really answer his question. Ask him a question. That's how Yahushua did it. He asked them questions they can't answer. Okay? When they came up to Yahushua and they asked him, uh, when they asked him, by what authority do you do all your work? And Yahushua said, what authority was it that John had? You know, was it by the Lord? Okay? Why? What authority did John have? And so they thought about it themselves. Okay? And they said, well, if we say this, if we say this, then he's going to say that. If we say this, they say, well, we can't answer you. All right? He said, well, neither will I answer you. All right? Because Yahushua wanted to know whether it was by man's authority that John was baptizing, or was it by the Lord's authority? And they couldn't answer it. They couldn't answer that question without exposing themselves. Okay? All right, so that's how he operated when it came to them. Okay, he never really answered their question straightforward. He would ask them a question. All right, let's take a look at Matthew 26 and 59. It says, "And now the chief priest and elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahushua to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came two false witnesses and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of the Most High and to build it in 3 days." Okay. All right. So now we know what was on the heart of the chief priests and the elders. Okay. They sought false witness against him to put him to death. So they wanted to ensnare him in his words. This is Matthew 10 and 16. "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." All right, so we have to be wise and circumspect when we out here We got to understand when someone's trying to ensnare us, all right, in our words. Okay, the order went out from Apostle Tahar. Don't be going back and forth, okay, with these Christians. Okay, if they want to go back and forth with you, just go ahead and call the police on them. This is Mark 12 and 13. And they sent unto him certain of the Pharisees and of the Herodians to catch him in his words. And when they were come, they say unto him, Master, we know that thou art true and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of the Most High in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Shall we give or shall we not give? But he, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. And they brought it. And he said unto them, Who is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. All right. And that's when he famously said, Render unto Caesar the things that belong to Caesar, and render unto the Most High the things belong to him. Okay. All right. And in closing, we're going to Sirach. Okay. Because trials and tribulations are going to come. Okay. This is Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. All right, and that includes them bastards lying on us. Okay, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right, so it's gonna be some lying on us. Okay, it's gonna be some uh, wrongful arrests. Okay, kidnapping, if you will. Okay, but we have to understand that that's part of what we're signing up for, or what we've signed up for. All right, because we're not wrestling. All right, with flesh and blood. All right, this is all spiritual warfare. All right, and then the last lesson I did talked about this has to happen. All right, so that has to be overturned in order to bring in the good. All right, so finally, in the last scripture we're going to hit is Revelation 2 and 10. It says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay? That 10 days doesn't exactly mean 10 days. Okay? It just means a measure of time. All right? But the Lord said, Be faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. All right? And we know that death is really a transition. Okay? Because we know that when we open up our eyes the next go around, Lord willing, we be those men, we're going to be on them chariots. Okay? We're going to be on them chariots the next time we open our eyes if we're called to be changed in that way. Okay? All right, so be careful out there on the line. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be misquoted, then used against you. The enemy will try to ensnare us with our own words. Be careful on the line. Stop engaging these dumbass Christians. Okay? Answer the fool according to his folly, and keep it moving. They want to keep going and keep persistent. Call the police. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.